Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is 413 Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Raheem Escalay. Sitting with me today is one of the best quarterbacks in the country right now, regardless of level. In 2019, he was named MVP of the Adidas Freshman All-American Bowl. The top signal caller for the St. Peter's Prep Marauders, Robert Long Jr. Welcome to the show, boss. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, most definitely. You're one of the best high school quarterbacks in the country right now. Where did your love of the game start?
My dad kicking off my career when I was just 9, playing youth ball, throwing with him in the backyard.
Yeah.
Just being around a bunch of guys who had the same goals as me since I was young. Just always put that fire behind me. And as time passed, my love for the game just grew.
Right, most definitely. So keep it so that having the like-minded people around you pretty much from jump is where it came from.
Yep.
Oh, honest. Awesome. Being that you're one of the best playing the position right now, how did you get to that level and how have you been able to maintain it?
Again, like I was young, my dad always had me around him, older guys playing up. When I was just young, I was playing with like 8th graders, high school kids, to obtain that, I was always been a couple steps ahead of the game, either getting up in the early morning conditioning, lifting whenever I can, just throwing the ball, working on little things, little things are what separates you.
Now, are you a heavy weights guy, or what's your story with those? How early did you get into that?
I started lifting, when I was like 5th grade. My dad had a teammate who had his own gym, so we used to go in there, just get it in.
Definitely. What do you think that are the ideal traits? That go into a great quarterback? Like if you were to sit down and build a great quarterback, how would it look?
Everyone can get up and just throw the ball, but I think the biggest part that plays a role is the mental game. Like how are you going to lead your team mentally when it's 4th quarter, 30 seconds left, and you guys need to score and you can't settle for a field goal?
Right.
Things like that just separate a good quarterback from a great quarterback.
Right, exactly. That leadership quality is bar none one of the most important qualities, and it's good that you recognize that.
Yes, sir.
As soon as I started to watch your tape, as I was alluding to earlier, I noticed one thing. I noticed your mechanics. It's your passing motion and everything is so fluid. Can you just discuss that a little bit with us and how you were able to hone that skill?
Yeah, working with my quarterback coach, Lamar McKnight. He's always kept me good. Always preaches, like, again, the little things. Going home in the mirror for about a half hour, 20 minutes, just working on that seam throwing motion, like throwing with the towel, just anything you can do by yourself. Just do it.
Right. Yeah, I remember. We used to do these balls, these like the drills with like a tennis ball, just up against the wall as many times as you can, and that really helped me. I noticed as far as my follow through, because sometimes I'd release I'd release it on the side, or sometimes I'd release it at the top, and then I was always trying to power. I made the mistake in powering my throw with my arm and not so much so my wrist. So my delivery / wind up was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
As talented as you are, both through the air and ground, has there ever been a situation where it just came on all of a sudden, whether you're facing adversity, you guys were down, where you were just like, okay, it's time to dominate no matter what. I'm either throwing a 50-yard bomb or I'm scrambling for a touchdown. Was there ever one time in specific that you can recall?
I just approach every game the same. Just do what I need to do. Don't do too much. Just give my playmakers the ball. Just do what I'm asked, and then when there's opportunity for me to, do what I have to do, I capitalize on it.
Definitely. Robert, what's the first thing that you do after a loss?
After a loss, I mentally prepare myself for the next game, but I also I get feedback from my players, coaches. I pick my players up. I just tell them the next game is the most important one.
Right, exactly. Monday or whenever that next day is, we get together, watch the film,
Sure.
fix some mistakes, and prepare for it in the next game.
Yep.
As a quarterback, you're the leader. The team is yours, so to speak. For your school and being as good as you are specifically, do you get a chance to sit down in the meetings with the offensive coordinator and head coach, or are you guys addressed traditionally as by offense, defense? Like, how does that?
It's both. Before practices, it's offense and defensive meetings. So we go over our practice plans and all that.
Yep.
And then my offensive coordinator Ryan O'Flair, he's very open to players' feedback. So we sit down with each other. We go back and forth ideas, what works, what couldn't work. What could we add to our playbook? What could we eliminate? He loves hearing from a quarterback because at the same time, even though this is his offense, it's my offense as well, and I'm the one out there playing. And what he sees and what I see are two different things. So he's very open to that.
That's awesome. It's great. It's great that a young quarterback who's growing, wants to get better every day, has that type of rapport with his offensive coordinator. That's really beautiful to see.
Yep.
Is there any specific defense you thrive against, or is there any specific looks that you've seen that make you think, oh yeah, I got to improve on that a little bit?
I don't necessarily like to think that there's like a specific defense I thrive against. There's always room, no matter what defense, there's always room to improve on. Working on your reads, depending on the play, the coverage. There's just always room for improvement, no matter the defense.
Right, most definitely. In the league or retired, is there a quarterback who you say you would admire / model your game after, if any?
I'd have to say Lamar Jackson. He's mobile. I can run the ball as well.
Yes.
He can pretty much make any pass from wherever he's at. He's a strong arm, athletic, and that's just someone I like to model my game after.
Yeah, man, I see it. Definitely the way you play. A couple of those throws were definitely Lamar Jackson-esque. But I will say your follow through is way more cleaner. So that's something that's just my observation.
Yeah, appreciate it.
When it comes to the next level, what can we expect from you? Has anyone came knocking? Any schools? Have you seen any scouts in the stands when you're looking over?
I hold 3 offers: Maryland, Temple, and Old Dominion. But as far as the next level, I'm still young right now. I'm just focused on getting better with my team, having that connection. When the time comes. But right now, I'm just focused on me and my team.
Exactly. And my final question to you, this is one of my favorite to ask athletes. Who do you support as far as professional sports? Like if I were to go down the line, let's say let's start with the NFL.
NFL, sucks to say, but the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh, yeah, I was wondering because you're in Jersey. I'm like, I didn't want to insult you and ask if you were like a Jets fan or whatever. Oh man, the Eagles are good. I think this year, honestly, I think you guys are gonna win the division. I think Jalen Hurts getting this first year to say, all right, this is my team. That little problem Carson Wentz is gone. Yeah. I think his talents are just gonna shine through.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
How about baseball?
I don't really watch baseball like that.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan.
Hockey?
No.
Any other sport?
Yeah. Basketball. I just like watching basketball. I don't really root for a specific team, but it's just always fun to watch.
Basketball in general, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this is 413 Sports Talk. I'm your host, Raheem Escalay. I want to thank you, Robert Long Jr., for coming on the show.
Yeah, but I appreciate you. Appreciate you for having me also.